Hello, Joy here. Today I'll be sharing with you three tips to get people to listen to you and take you more seriously. Um, I observed a woman training her child. Initially, I believed this child was spoiled because I've observed over time that the woman didn't put her foot down often, so the child got away with many things. You tell the child to do one thing, she does the other, and in as much as it wasn't my business, I just didn't like how the woman related with her child. I felt like she needed to make the child know that she was serious about these things she asked her to do. So I just took it like one of those people that are getting it wrong in training their children. One day I observed, I think the woman was not in a good mood that day or something, and I observed her asking her daughter to drop down something she picked on the floor. So the daughter refused and kept doing her thing as she normally does. And the woman said, put it down. The daughter kept, and I knew when the game changed. I knew when there was a difference in her demand. And she said, with all seriousness, put it down. This I was not the only one surprised. The daughter too looked at her mother's face, looked at her intently, and she dropped it. And it occurred to me that human beings, in one way or the other, they always know when we are serious. They always know the point and the time to take us seriously. They always know when to do what we are asking of them. So this episode in Joy's Life Lesson is not just for parents though, it is for anyone in any leadership role. In as much as you are responsible for people, you are responsible for actions and results, and you need human beings to take carry this through. This episode is for you because you learn how to share with the people you're working with what you want them to do, how to get results, how to get that thing done. And these tips, there are three of them. These tips will help you. The first one, we'll go back to the story I just told. The first one is that you yourself, who is demanding or requesting or bringing the idea, have to mean what you're saying. Now, what I mean is this: don't demand from people what you don't mean. If you're asking for a plate of food, be sure you really want the plate of food. If you do not want it, don't ask. Nobody is alive to play games. Be serious about what you're doing. If you're telling them we need to take this part, be decisive. This is what I want. If you are contemplating, should we take this part? Do I want rice or do I want beans? And do I want her to drop it? Do I want her to pick it up? Those things it portrays when you make a demand, because the request or the demand will come out weak. So you are not even sure. And when you are indecisive and you're leading a people, they won't take you seriously. They can't take you seriously. They have no reason to take you seriously because you yourself don't even know what you want. So the first thing, the first tip is you knowing what you want and meaning it. Know what you want. Do you want us to take left? Then say let us take left. Do you want us to take right? Say let us take right. But make sure you are decisive and you are sure. You have to be sure of what you want. The second point is you believing in what you want. There's something that belief does. Belief is what makes you see things before they even come to play. You understand? If you believe you will get the car, you have to believe it so much that you're already seeing the car. You have to see the car. And that's what belief does. So if you are telling somebody let's go right, but you do not believe that you should go right, or you not believe that that is the way to the promised land, it portrays also in how you ask or how you demand and how you talk to those people, because you do not believe it. So the first thing is for you to mean it, be sure, be decisive, and the second thing is for you to believe it. These two things, these two first and second tips, if you do not follow through with this, if you do not start with this, there is no way, there's no reason for people to believe it. There's no reason for them to take you seriously. Now, these two things, meaning what you're saying and believing it, they portray in everything. They make you act it out. If I'm telling you we are going left, and that is the best way to go. If I do not mean what I'm saying, if I do not believe that that is the best way to go, it portrays, and so the authenticity, the realness, the seriousness has to pass from me to you, and because I do not have it, what is to say that you get it? Where will you get it from? So that is the problem. So when In so other times when the first two times the mother asked the daughter, keep that down. Maybe she didn't see the importance of keeping it down. Maybe she was distracted or something, or she didn't believe that it was really important. But when she saw that it was necessary, maybe for them to go where they were going to, and she said, "Put that down." The child saw the seriousness. The child saw that this was not joking. The child saw that the mother was already expecting her to put it down. Your expectations have to be passed on to those you are sharing your ideas with. So if you're telling them that I have an idea that if we do A B C, we'll get 1 2 3, you need to have seen the 1 2 3 already before you are telling them that they will get the 1 2 3. But if you've not seen it, if you do not believe that ABC will lead you to 1 2 3, nobody will pick you. No, nobody will believe you. They will not take it seriously. They will take it like one of those things you have been saying in the past. What it does, it takes all of you. It says everything you've got for you to stand and give the direction because you mean it and because you believe it. Now, these two things, if you've done this well, if you've portrayed this well, then the third point, it's very important. The third point is depending on if they listened to you or they didn't listen to you. Depending if you had a position to give rewards or punishment for actions taken or not taken, this third point is actually for you. It also reflects on you yourself, because if you're telling somebody do something, it means there is a repercussion for he or she not doing that. Now, third point is for you to follow through. If you tell them, let's take A, let us go on the path of A, and the punishment or the consequence of not following through the path of A is that 1 2 3 will happen. Ensure that 1 2 3 happens to those who do not follow A. Ensure that it does. I'm not saying you should be authoritative and mean and vindictive. No, that is not what I'm saying. But there is a consequence for every action. There is a reward. That is how life is. Life, we live a life of cause and effect. So make sure that the effect takes place. So if you're telling your child, if you do not drop this, you will be grounded. If you do not drop this, no ice cream for you. If you do not drop this, I will seize your toys. Make sure you do those things. The reason is because it is part of you showing that you mean what you're saying. That is how they will take you serious or not the next time. If you do not follow through now, what is to say that you will follow through next time? So we train people. Training children is not the only time people are trained. We train our friends on how to treat us. We train our colleagues on how to treat us. So make sure you follow through. Now, I do not believe in threats. I do not like threats, but don't threaten them. But make sure that you show them what is going to happen if this doesn't happen, and make sure you follow through. Make sure you go through with what you have said. That is a way to train them to believe you. If I tell you I will do this, I will do it. So bear in mind the consequence when you say you won't do this. So that is what you do. So number one is to mean what you're saying. Be serious about it. Be sure it's what you want. Be sure, be decisive before you make the demands, before you make the request. Before you ask them to do something, be sure that it is what you want. That is number one. Number two is to believe what you are saying. If you do not believe it, it shows. And they won't believe you because you do not believe it. And when you believe it, it portrays in how you are doing, in everything you say, your action, in how you move. You believe this thing so much that you are already living it. It shows. So they have little reason, except rebellion, not to follow through. Then number three is if they end up rebellious or they don't believe you or they're stubborn for some reason, follow through with the results of their disobedience or their disregard or their rebellion. Make sure you follow through. Make sure they get the reward for their actions. There's always a reward for every action. And so make sure they get it in as much as it's within your power. Now, don't be vindictive. Don't be wicked. Don't be mean. You don't have to do those. Just let life play cause and effect. Now, when you do these three things, the first time they see it, subsequently, they will have to believe you and listen to you. Now, of all this, number one and number three are the most important. Why? Number one is you have to be sure it's what you want. Because what it means that if you choose the wrong decision, it's on you. What it also means that if you are not sure of what you are doing, you've lost the whole game. Number three is this. If they do not and you do not if they do not follow you and you do not give them what you said you will give them, the reward the consequences also on you. Now, aside from consequences, there are also rewards. If you told them, if you do this, I will give you this, make sure you follow through. Tell them, put down this thing and I will give you ice cream, make sure you follow through, because tomorrow they wouldn't put it down, because they will tell you, last time we did it, you didn't follow through. So I hope these three steps have taught you something. Always be sure of what you want, always believe what you want, and always follow through with what you said you would do. With these three tips, you can lead people. With these three tips, you can get people to take you seriously. With these three tips, people can listen to you because they know that if she says she will do this, if he said he will do this, then they will definitely follow through. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.